that time of year where there's lots of basketball and then baseball is going all at the same time.
Yes.
We're kind of in the middle. Y'all aren't busy or anything.
It feels like basketball's wrapping up, but it's not really over. And baseball started, but you know, it's in full swing now. So we have baseball taking on New Mexico today, and then basketball, both girls and boys teams up in Kansas City, as well as our Ariel Schaefer, who we will hear from next in sports.
Now, KLBK Sports Connection with Faith Douglas.
Good evening and welcome to your KLBK Sports Connection. Our Ariel Schaefer is up in Kansas City with some inside coverage on the Texas Tech men's basketball team. Ariel?
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Kansas City, Missouri, as we are getting closer and closer to Texas Tech men's hoops taking on West Virginia in the first round of the 2023 Big 12 tournament. Here are a couple things that y'all need to know on heading into the matchup. Now, 9-seed Texas Tech will be taking on 8-seed West Virginia at the T-Mobile Center. Texas Tech is being led by interim head coach Corey Williams, who is just on his third day on the job. This comes after the suspension of head coach Mark Adams that was announced earlier this week. Texas Tech and West Virginia split the regular season series. Tech fell to the Mountaineers at home, but got their first Big 12 road win on the road in Morgantown about a month ago. Now, Texas Tech did go through a complete practice on Tuesday afternoon, and as we know, all players have been made available on heading into the matchup. Once again, Texas Tech and West Virginia will tip off at 6:03 p.m. Central Time Wednesday night. Also, to the Lady Raiders, they're on their way up to Kansas City as we speak. They will have a practice shoot-around time around 5 p.m. and will play Kansas State on Thursday. Tip-off is slated for 5 p.m. Signing off from Kansas City, Ariel Schaefer, KLBK Sports.
Thanks, Ariel. And like she mentioned, the Lady Raiders also at the Big 12 tournament, taking on number 9 K-State in their first round on Thursday at 5 p.m. In preparation for postseason in Kansas City, head coach Krista Gerlich talks about the fast turnarounds that the Big 12 bracket poses and how these teams they have already played twice will help when it comes to the scouting report for the back-to-back grind.
Part of the reason why we put together the schedule that we did, where we played, back-to-back games at the WNIT and back-to-back games at Las Vegas, that our kids figured out how to prep like that in a short turnaround, and those were against teams that they knew nothing about. So I do think that our kids are prepared for that, and that, this is actually the best time to play basketball because, from a player's point of view, it's just practice, right? So they're ready to play games, so it's just like games. So let's get on a roll and play as many games as we can here back to back.
Texas Tech baseball team hosting New Mexico looking to keep the win streak alive today as they have started their season at the Danlaw with a perfect 10-0 record. The New Mexico baseball team came into this game today leading the nation in scoring 12.5 runs per game. But with Tech holding them to 3 runs total today, the Red Raiders take the win. Final was 6-3, and this marks Tech's 4th straight year for the Red Raiders to start the season 11-0 at home. The Tech baseball team got back into town on Monday morning at 4 a.m. from their weekend tournament and had quite the turnaround for today's game by 2 p.m. And, well, to say the least, they're probably a little bit exhausted after today's game.
4:45 in the morning and ended up getting to bed about 5:30 probably. So, it feels like we haven't got much sleep, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it's been plenty, but definitely was a quick turnaround. Well, I think it was awesome. Definitely kudos to our pitching staff. That team and the other dugout today has been ranking all year, and then to hold them to 3 runs and just 8 hits, 9 hits was incredible on their part, especially on that quick turnaround. But I just think it was one of those team wins today that kind of everybody played a big part in.
Texas Tech track and field is competing in the NCAA Indoor Championships this weekend. As they wrap up the indoor season, the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association has the Tech men's team ranked number 3 and the women's ranked number 11. For the men's team, Tech is taking 9 athletes, and for the women, they will be taking 4 to compete in Albuquerque. Though Texas Tech won the Big 12 championships, Coach Wes Kitley reiterates how big time this meet is.
The Big 12 is tough because you've just got your 10 schools that you're competing against. Now you got the whole nation of 300 schools. It's the cream of the cream. You only take 16 people. We take 8 to the finals in the Big 12. You only take 16 people to the whole meet indoors. So it's the hardest meet to score at, to get to in America. is the indoor championships. So we got to be ready, and we're going to have to really be on our game.
I cannot believe that the indoor track season is already wrapping up, but I'm sure that it will be the outdoor season before we know it. So
For sure. Thanks, Faith.
Need to win it all in outdoor too.